Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So I hope you're all staying safe and well out there. Of course, I have been to St James's Park today with my family for the stadium tour, and we were greeted by a sight of four individuals, two women and two guys dressed in Saudia Airlines uniform. Now, the reason I know that it is Saudia Airlines uniform is, of course, as you will see by the example up on screen alongside the picture that I was able to take. That was all I was able to take. Unfortunately, I was trying to get some video footage, but we were in a bit of a rush to get into the stadium for the stadium tour. Of course, we were all very excited to go on this tour. My brother, my father, and of course, my mum and myself. Of course, we're all very excited to go on this stadium tour. And of course, it was a present from my mum and my sister for Christmas last year. We were meant to go in the summer, but it got delayed, of course, because of other reasons, personal reasons, and we ended up going today. And thankfully, we did, because we were able to see, them individuals standing outside of the stadium, seeing what was going on, and also the fact that, we did get to see a little bit of an extra special tour as well, and the fact that, it is the day before we take on Chelsea at St James's Park, so we've got to also see a little bit of behind the scenes of what St James's Park looks like, the day before match, as a setting up for a match, and a big match as well, as it is one of the big boys, one of, the six coming to St James's Park. And of course, we are big boy ourselves, we're sitting up there in that top three right now, and we are absolutely smashing it in the league, so Chelsea are coming here under the lights as well. It's a 5:30 kickoff for this one, but they're coming here, under the lights, and not in good form neither, to be honest, because as we will talk about in a moment in the video, Graham Potter isn't doing as well as people thought he would do at Chelsea. Yes, it's going to take a little time for him to get settled in there, but it isn't quite as rosy as people thought it was going to be with Graham Potter in the big job, or in a big job, managing one of the teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, and what have you. But talking about the individuals, of course, like I say, I've seen a lot of Newcastle fans. Adam Pearson's been talking about it on his channel. Rubenstein's been talking about it on his channel as well. I think Eddie from Tyneside Life was also talking about it on his channel. Pretty much everybody who's everybody on the Newcastle United YouTube has seen. And of course, Newcastle fans on Twitter as well have been talking about the Saudia Airlines individuals that were at St James's Park today. And like I say, I was very lucky to be able to see it firsthand, and of course be able to, give you a little bit of knowledge from what I've seen there today. And like I say, there was a film crew there. They were shooting a commercial, as you could see the four individuals, the two women and two guys, were walking towards the terrace bars steps just between Sir Bobby Robson's statue and the Alan Shearer statue, of course, dressed in their Saudi uniform, and they were doing a little turn back around, and of course camera crew were having a bit of a joke with the people as well, but that to me, says that could be a partnership with Newcastle United and Saudia Airlines. It could mean that, they could be on the front of Newcastle United shirts as the main sponsor next season. That is something that quite a lot of we have been thinking, will happen. We will get some sort of Saudi company to come in and be on the front of the shirts for Newcastle. Some were saying that it could be Amrico. Some were saying Saudi Airlines. I was one of them that was saying that it could be Amrico or Saudi Airlines. It's just kind of obvious that there's going to be some sort of link there to Saudi Arabia. on the shirt. That is something that Darren Eales has said, you know, that they are looking to bring in companies that PIF are working with, companies that, you know, are under the banner of PIF as well, to some degree. You know, we don't want to be following down the path like Man City's done, obviously, you know, putting up inflated boosts and what have you, but you know, there is going to be some sort of connection there to PIF. That is absolute fact. You know, that is what has been said by Darren Eales. But talking about this game anyway, against Chelsea, I'm going off subject now. I'm starting to spitball some of the ideas that are in my head, and of course, you know, we don't want that. But talking about this game against Chelsea, at St James's Park, it is the last Premier League game before, of course, most players will head off to the World Cup in Qatar, a World Cup that most people aren't looking forward to for obvious reasons. I won't go into that, of course, because it is geopolitical reasons, and I don't like to talk about politics on the channel. But quite a few people aren't looking forward to the World Cup. Some people are. To be honest, I'm a little on the fence on it. You know, I'm just want to see the Newcastle lads do well in the World Cup, like, you know, every other Newcastle fan will. It's nice to see that Callum Wilson is going there. You know, it's nice to see Kieran Trippier's on the plane as well for England, and Nick Pope as well. So we've got 3 Lions on the plane heading to, of course, Qatar for the World Cup, which is absolutely amazing. Shame Dan Burn wasn't also going, but you know, hey ho, at least we've got 3 on the plane, and Callum Wilson fully deserving his place there as well, up front in the striking department. But we'll go into this one, of course, in search of a 5th consecutive Premier League victory and looking to extend our unbeaten run in all competitions to 11 games on home turf. Eddie Howe's side haven't lost in 8 Premier League games, in 7 of them during the current season. Of course, we have won each of our last 3 as well, since Isaac Hayden, of course, headed the only goal of the game at St James's Park in January of 2020. Of course, Newcastle have lost all 4 of our Premier League meetings with Chelsea without scoring a single goal. So that isn't great, to be honest. That isn't a good odd at all. That sequence of defeats is, of course, the worst we have endured at the hands in, of course, the league since losing, of course, 6 in a row in the First Division between 1957 and 1958. It remains to be seen whether Callum Wilson, of course, recovers from illness to play any part in this game. Hopefully he does, but I think Eddie Howe might give him a rest, of course, with him heading off to the World Cup. Alexander Isak, Matt Ritchie and Paul Dummett remain sidelined, but there was a little bit of positive news on the Alexander Isak front, and the fact that, you know, he has had a scan and it looks like his injury has cleared up. So hopefully, you know, we will see him sometime around the December period, coming back into the games. And of course, while Ryan Fraser as well, the wingman, is a doubt for the game as well. Fabian Shaw remains 1 booking away from an automatic 1-game ban. And on the Chelsea side of things, N'Golo Kante, Ben Chilwell, Kepa, Reece James, Wesley Fofana and Carney all miss out, but Jorginho is, of course, set to return. Graham Potter brings his Chelsea side to Tyneside for the first time, having won 1, drew 1 and lost the other of his 3 Premier League visits as Brighton boss. Away from Stamford Bridge, the Blues have won at Everton 1-0, Palace 2-1, of course Villa 2-0, held to a draw at Brentford 0-0. They lost at Leeds 3-0, of course at Southampton 2-1, and a 4-1 defeat at his old club Brighton. Since the success of Villa, of course, Chelsea have failed to win any of their 4 Premier League games, drawing 2 and losing 2. So like I say, you know, they're coming into this one in some pretty bad form. Ex-gunner Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well scored on his last 2 appearances at St James's Park for Arsenal and has 6 goals in total against Newcastle at home and away. Since playing in a 2-1 defeat to United at Gallagher in April of 2018. The striker has faced us 8 times in the league and cup games and won all of them. So hopefully he doesn't win tomorrow. The referee for the game, of course, will be Rob Jones. It's a first turn posting for the Scouse Whistler, who, of course, was last seen taking charge of our 3-3 home draw with Brentford in the Premier League almost a year ago. And on VAR will be Andy Madley, Bobby Madley's brother. And, of course, in the last 5 times we have played Chelsea at St James's Park, of course, the most recent one in the 21-22 season was a 3-0 defeat. The 2021 season was a 2-0 defeat. And the 19-20 season, of course, seeing Isaac Hayden score that last-minute winner. The 18-19 season, of course, seeing a 2-1 defeat with Joselu scoring the only goal in the game. And the season, of course, before that was the 17-18 season, where it's seen Newcastle come away from the game 3-0 winners. Dwight Gale scoring 1 goal and Jose Perez bagging the other 2. So let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, on this game against Chelsea, hopefully another 3 points in the bag. And we'll head into the World Cup with our win streak in continuance. And of course, let us know your thoughts as well on the individuals outside of St James's Park as well today. The Saudia Airlines staff, you know, let us know your thoughts on that. What's your thoughts on it? Like I say, I was there, you know, I seen the film crew. They were doing some sort of filming, you know, possibly it could be a commercial to be shot here, then shown back in Saudi Arabia for all to see in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, of course, as we are a massive deal over there in the Middle East. You've just got to ask, you know, some of the Middle Eastern fans that have made the trip over here, you know, we are being broadcasted in shopping centres over there. We are broadcasted in, you know, stadiums, in the street, in the airport. We are absolutely massive over there. We are their crown jewel in their Vision 2030, and that is why PIF bought Newcastle United. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below, and also keep an eye out for the stadium tour as well. The full stadium tour will be up on the channel once I have edited, of course, in 4K glory. Till next time, I'll see you all later. Remember to hit that like, share and subscribe, and how are the lads?